Calmsden, and we have a few jobs to get done. The first one is we are going to sell some milk just to raise a little bit of cash, and because I don't want to let it store up too long in the milk tank. Once we've done that, we are going to do a contract for Cartech. He wants some hay made, so that would be cool because some extra hay bales will be quite nice to have on the farm. And I'm going to be honest with you, can't remember what I do in the middle of this video. I recorded it a little while ago, edited it a little while ago, and I'm now recording the commentary, and I might have forgotten, and I'm really not in the habit of making notes like I used to, so yeah, that is an issue. I remember what we do. We collect all the silage bales up and then we fertilise the grass fields. Oh geez, it's been a week. It has definitely been a week. I'm not sure when this video is going to release, but I'm recording this on Friday, and yeah, crash count +1. It's definitely been a week. My mental health has been all over the place. Trying to remember which days. Wednesday I felt freaking awful. Needing to watch my language because a couple of videos have been a bit sweary, or I've had to edit out swearing. Yeah, Wednesday I felt mentally awful. Just getting a second tanker load. Yesterday I felt freaking amazing. Yesterday was when I recorded the multiplayer with Cartech. Felt brilliant. This morning woke up feeling freaking awful again. Right now not feeling too bad, but yeah, basically life is really stressful at the moment, and it's got to the point where it's taking its toll a little bit. There's no easy answers to it. I just got to push through it, and things will get better. Things are happening which should make it better, but they're taking a very long time to get sorted. So yeah, things will get better, but right now things are a bit rough. Milk all sold. Just had a quick look around the garden centre because I've not really been up there before, and Oxy did a quite nice job of modelling all of that. But we're going to lease the Anderson brown bale collector again because that's the easiest way of picking up all these bales, and we have so many. And the plan is that I'm going to store them over in the grass field by the garden centre. We don't need them on the farm yet, so that seems like a sensible option to me. So we'll start over by the horse paddock. Good point to say thank you to Patreon and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for helping support the channel. You are part of the long-term solution to dealing with some of my life stresses, so thank you very much. And that's really derailed my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, so we're picking bales up. You might have spotted the big grass bale sat on its own. As I said in the last video, that's because the baler was set on the largest size from making straw bales, and so it spat out one big bale, even though I had to change the bale size. I think it was because the baler probably got too big to be smaller. Not sure. So we need to do something with that. I don't know what. We might throw it in the feed mixer, and actually I don't think you can't put grass in the base game feed mixer, so we're not even going to do that. I was going to say we might throw it in the feed mixer and then empty it on the ground. No point feeding it to the cows at the moment. I might just store it for now, and I think actually we've got one sat in the stack of bales at the farm as well, but they don't rot, so it's fine. Okay, first trailer load. Actually we're going to stick a couple of trailer loads here on the bit that I don't mow. It's pretty much waste ground in my mind, so let's head back over and pick up the last of the bales at the horse yard. Yeah, when we need them over at the farm, I'll just have to lease the bale stacker again. I think long term we should look at maybe buying one of these. I don't know, I mean, we're only releasing it 3 times a year probably on here. I think I'm doing about 3 cuts a year, so maybe not. Because we'll probably do at least one of those as pit silage. So yeah, maybe we'll just keep leasing it. We only need it a couple of times a year. It is useful for moving the bale, particularly the bales all the way over here. But if it works out right, actually what we'll do is when we do third cut, which we're probably going to bale as well, we'll move the fermented bales to the farm, and put the third cut bales somewhere. That sounds like a sensible plan to me. Basically, our yard is so small at the moment that we can't store all the bales. The problem is it needs to be fermented. So there's Casa Farms bale shed that I'm using on Greenlands, which is available on his itch.io. But also Hot Modding have released some bale stacks which store. So if we end up with lots of bales floating about, I might stick one of those in. I think it is the same as the Casa Farms one, in that it needs to be fermented first, so we'd need to store them for a little while anyway, a month I think. Yeah, that is an option if we end up with a lot saved up. I don't think we're going to once we put once we put Maize Plus in. I think at that point we will be eating through grass bales pretty quickly. For now, we're getting a bit of a backlog, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, so we've got 2 stacks down there. The next ones we are going to put up by the garden centre. They don't mind. They've got a manure pile in the back of the garden centre. They're not really going to be worried about a few silage bales fermenting. Random story coming up. It is about 3 years since I did my first ultramarathon, which was around the same farms that I have been running the last few around over the last few years. But 3 years ago, I was not playing farm sim. I didn't really know what silage was or anything like that. And my comment on Facebook was, really nice place to run around. I'm not sure what the hell they were fermenting that smelled so bad. That would have been I think they have about 3 huge silage clams plus some silage piles out in the fields covered up. And yeah, they were fermenting a lot of silage. Actually, one of the videos that I said I was going to do that I haven't yet, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, I would still like to, is to make that farm. Probably on here, on Calmsden, on one of the open areas. Yeah, I've just not felt creative enough at the moment. But anyway, all the bales are stacked. But yeah, I've had a bit of a, along with the stuff I was talking about earlier, it's sapped my desire to do creative things like make mods. So yeah, I'm on a bit of a hiatus from that. Anyway, we need to fertilise some fields. We've got a half decent amount of fertiliser in there, maybe not enough. So we're going to head up to the store. We're going to take the JCB as well. I have another go at using Follow Me with the JCB because I seem to have had a brain fart that it didn't work. It still doesn't work either way around, so I'm going to use auto drive to send the JCB off to the store, and we'll follow along in the Fendt. I'm going to buy ourselves a big bag lifter while we're up here, because that's the appropriate way to load big bags rather than just sticking them on pallet forks like I have a habit of doing, and I think probably a lot of farmers do too. Watching Ollie blogs, who I occasionally talk about, they last year brought a big bag lifter because health and safety says you shouldn't do it on pallet forks. So Cherry big bag lifter, there we go, 3.5 grand. Wow, maybe a not necessary purchase, but anyway, we're going to get a couple of bags of nitram to stick in the fert spreader, and then we can use auto drive to take the JCB back to the farm, and we'll go off and get those 2 fields fertilized. Didn't want to lease a slurry spreader, although it might have been cheaper than buying that big bag lifter. And I didn't want to just roll. I'm trying to do different things for fertilizing the grass, so solid fert it is. Get a few pallets stuck in that grass. It's grass in that grass bale. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Anyone else who makes farm sim YouTube videos? I found lately I've not been watching many people play farm sim. Been enjoying a bit of Mr. CDP's Western Wilds, but as I've said before, I go hot and cold on watching his stuff. Sometimes I don't enjoy it, so I don't watch it. Sometimes I do enjoy it, so I do watch it. Not watched any Daggerwin in a while. Again, I can go hot or cold on him. Kartek is pretty much the only person I'm watching at the moment, apart from making my own videos. So If you have any other farm sim YouTubers to recommend, stick them below, because I am missing watching some farm sim, but there's not anyone out there at the moment that I'm really enjoying watching. I'm watching a lot of real world farming at the moment, so Saska Dutch Kid is putting a lot of content out at the moment. Really enjoying his stuff. They're building their new feed mill, which looks really huge and expensive and kind of cool. 10th generation dairyman, they're pretty busy with silage season, so enjoying watching his stuff. The usual Tom Pemberton, Joe Seals, he's really good. He's in the middle of haymaking, and yeah, just a mixture of UK farming stuff and international farming stuff, which I'm really enjoying watching. Might learn something. So back off to the store now to pick up this grass contract for Cartech. I'm hoping that we get a decent number of hay bales off of this to supplement our feed. So we've got a nice selection of kit. Got the Chrome Big M, we've got a big Fent and a big Class, so we're going to have to use one of those to do some tedding, which is maybe slightly overkill, but hey, who am I to argue with the tractors that he chooses to provide for us? So we're going to stick the Big M on course plate to do the mowing. On wide spreading, because we've got to make hay, we'll stick the Class on the tedder, and then I'll use the Fent 1050 to windrow. Yes, I'm smiling as I say that. And sometimes when I talk about mental health stuff, or being stressed or busy or whatever, people say, well, just take a break from making videos. Making videos is not the thing that causes me stress. Making videos relaxes me. Doing the commentary, weirdly, I'm finding today I'm enjoying the commentary. I sometimes do not enjoy making commentary, but it helps the videos. It makes them more watchable. It makes them so I would watch them. I would not watch a time-lapse video without commentary. I find those really difficult to get engaged in. But yeah, so actually doing this has kind of lifted my mood slightly, which is good. It is good. I needed a bit of a boost, so yeah. I've just sat through, this might sound wrong, I've just sat through editing the competitive multiplayer video for Sunday. I'm not sure whether this will be out before or after that, and that's not the reason I needed a boost. Those are really good fun to record, actually. Even with the frustrating antics of playing with Cartech, let's say. If you have or haven't seen the video yet, go and watch it and you'll find out why I get frustrated. We need a really, really good way of repaying the favour at some point. But yeah, those are really good fun to film. It's actually quite refreshing to just sit and chat to someone about farm sim and content creating and all that kind of thing, really without any pressure. The gameplay is fast and easy. That's what she said. So although there's a competitive angle and there's a bit of thought that goes into that, actually most of it is, you know, quite pretty much switch off, play a bit of farm sim, and chat to one of my mates. So it's really good. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying that. I have a feeling that if we don't reset the goal on that, we are probably a good third of the way through that challenge. Something that Cartech and I will need to have a chat about whether we go for length or variety. Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. But if you didn't watch it, my farming this week significantly changed our fortunes, and definitely tune in next week because even more cool things are happening. Yeah, so right now, sorry, very brief pause there. Right now we have the Big M mowing on course plate. We have the Class 960, I think it was, tedding, and a Fent 1050 windrowing. I do really like the Merge Max. I am very tempted if maybe if one turns up in the sale to pick one up, because I do like the fact that although it's not a very wide windrower, because it windrows to the side, you actually get a few less windrows to run the baler along. So it definitely fits into my category of being worth using for windrowers. As we were chatting about on multiplayer last week with the windrower that we had on there, where it was only really picking up 2 swaths, it's almost not worth it. You might as well just bale it if you're on your own. Multiplayer, it was worth it. It saved some time. And actually, I can't remember who I was watching. There was another real world YouTuber that I was watching, and they do not windrow their grass. They don't have a windrower, and kind of like I have said in the past, that unless you get a really big windrower, you might as well run up and down the swaths. The mower that they use leaves quite nice swaths. They're obviously quite narrow because I think it's only a 3 or 4 meter mower, but they save running a tractor, so they save maintenance on a tractor and another tractor operator, so one man can do the job. And yeah, unless you're running a windrower that either works like this and means you can combine 2 rows into 1 swath, or you're running something that is covering at least 3 passes of the baler, you might as well just run the baler around. And it was really nice actually seeing that confirmed in the real world, that my view on efficiency in a video game is actually the same as some farmers view it in the real world. That, yeah, unless you are covering more than 2 swaths from the mower, just bale it. Anyway, we are pretty much done with the windrowing, so we now need to get it baled and then get these bales delivered. They have to go quite a long way, which is kind of frustrating, but anyway, shame we couldn't just deliver them to Cartex Farm. We'll use the big fence because it's a little bit quicker, and I quite like fence, so nice big case baler as well. And I'm going to stick it on the biggest bales we can make because that means there'll be a few less. Oh, and my coffee's gone cold. Here's a weird one for you. I really like iced coffee. I really like cold brew coffee as well. I do not like hot coffee that has gone cold. How does that work? And I guess actually, if you go into any of the well-known high street coffee houses, your iced coffee is probably made with coffee that has been hot and then had ice added to it, I think. But yeah, I find hot coffee that's gone cold is not nice. But if I make up a batch of cold brew, really like that. How does that work? So you will have just seen me spit out the bales on the long run of the headland. I generally do that so that when we're baling the up-down rows, we don't have a problem with bales on the headland getting in the way. Yeah, it just seems like a much more sensible way to do it to me. I'm about to sneeze at some point. I may go quiet for a moment when I edit out the sound of me sneezing. But yeah, we're getting a decent number of bales off here, and these are, as I said, the 240 centimetre bales, so they are pretty big. They are 8,000 litres of hay per bale. That's pretty nice. I still feel like I need to sneeze. I still have not sneezed. I think as I've got older, because I never used to suffer with hay fever, I'm not sure if I've got a little bit of hay fever or a little bit of allergy season going on, because although my diet has been pretty clean lately, my skin condition that reacts to food is really not happy at the moment. And I'm wondering if that is just the just allergy season in the UK. I don't know. It's very annoying because my skin is very itchy and feels like it's going to fall off a lot, and has some really attractive blotchy marks over it. Last couple of rows now, and hopefully we can get these delivered before the rain kicks in, and it would be really nice to get our bonus bales in the shed as well before the rain hits. We have quite a lot of hay in the shed at the moment. But I'm holding on to that because when we kick in with Maize Plus, we will be feeding the cows a lot more. So I don't want to risk selling anything at the moment until we've got that in and we are comfortable. We might also have to edit the size of the Keenan a bit so that it holds a bit more. Interested in your thoughts on that. I had a bit of a chat on Discord about big feed mixers and making lots of TMR. There is the Silo King, which I think holds 44,000 litres, which I'll probably be using on Greenlands, but don't want to use the same feed mix on both and probably can't afford it on here, so I might end up editing the size of the Keenan. I would be interested in your views on that, whether you feel it is too cheaty to make it bigger. I don't have to do quite so many mixes, basically. What I might do is speed up its bale ingestion because it's quite slow at taking bales in. Right, just loading up the Arcusin now. I'm still sure that used to hold more than 14 bales in FS19, but I don't know. Either way, we are on the long trip up to the Cotswolds store to sell or deliver these bales, so it's up by the BGA. It's nice having a tractor that can just about make it up that hill, and it's not that speedy, but considering it's a monstrous tractor, but that hill is brutal. Right, we'll see how many bales we need to deliver once we've dropped off the first load. I'm kind of curious. So 72%. That means, if my maths is correct, we need to deliver 5 and a bit more bales to finish the contract. So we'll pick up, I think I pick up 6 or 7, just to be sure. We'll see in a moment. We take 7 just to be sure. I didn't want to have to do an extra trip up there because it's quite a long drive. So here we are. This should finish the contract, and what's left in the field will be ours. We're getting a small collection of square bales in the shed now of hay from doing these hay contracts, which is quite nice. I mean, they're big bales as well. They're 8,000 litre bales. So yeah, job done. We sold a little bit of hay as well. So let's see how many we're going to get to snack in the shed. This is definitely a good way of supplementing our feed. Actually, something that we spoke about on competitive multiplayer. A lot of the grass fields on here don't seem to have contracts. It is just field 7 and I think it's field 22. But there are a couple of other big grass fields that never get contracts on them, which is kind of weird. And 10 bales for us, so that's another 80,000 litres of hay going into the shed. Definitely worth doing. Definitely going to be picking these up when I can, when I have time. Hopefully next video we can be doing some more harvesting. Hopefully the soybeans, the canola and maybe the beets will be ready. It's going to be a busy month if they are. Will be cool to get all of those harvested, and then we can think about moving to version 1.2 of the map, which will be good. So let's jump in the JCB. Actually, we'll take this back first because our quad bike is up at the store, and then we'll jump in the JCB and get those stacked. Hopefully the rain will hold off for a little bit longer. There we go, 19, nearly £20,000 with the cost of leasing the equipment. Right, let's run back home. I know I should have my safety crash helmet thing on. Feeling reckless. So reckless, I missed returning to our own farm. We go back home, get this in the shed because it's going to rain, and then get to work with the JCB doing a bit of bale stacking. And I think we'll turn the music up, and at this point I will say thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you next time on Calmsden.